Oh, as you can tell by this very dark background, I had just seen a horror movie today, and that was none other than the movie Lights Out. And now I usually don't go and see horror movies too much. I did went to go see, with the exception of movies like The Shallows, for example, but that wasn't a true horror movie. What I mean by that, it's not your traditional horror movie. So I went to go see this, and overall, I gotta say I liked it. However, I have a couple issues with it. So, what's this movie about? Well, this movie is from executive producer James Wan, who directed the movies, the Conjuring movies, and what this is about it takes place in California, and this one woman is starting to feel really lonely after her husband died years ago, and her daughter has left her, and she's raising a tiny boy. And this boy is starting to see some that his mom isn't right, so the daughter wants to have her brother live with her, but the mom doesn't agree with that. And at first the daughter thinks the mom is just crazy, but it turns out there's an evil spirit within the house, like driving the mom crazy. So it's up to the daughter, her boyfriend, and her brother to really try to take out this demon. Now, what I really like about Lights Out, first of all, is it does the job of keeping me scared. I had a lot of hairs raised during some moments, although, and I also like the acting. It's really well shot, I gotta say. I mean, good job for the direction of that, especially the nice job of the ghost. But, here's where I get into a couple minor issues with this movie. First of all, I think it's a bit too short. Now, normally I like short movies. I like movies around an hour and a half to under 2 hours usually. But I feel like they could have easily spent that time, developing more of the character backgrounds. I mean, you do get a good amount of information, but I feel like a little bit more would have been helpful. Yeah, and also another thing about this movie is that, some of the acting is okay. Well, I mean, the mom is a little iffy at times, but the rest of the people are fine. And some of the jump scares I laughed at a couple times because they were kind of mediocre. But the rest of the scares, the jump scares were fine. The scariest part of this movie I found to be myself was the actual plot of this movie, not the actual scary moments of the movie, but, because it's a pretty depressing movie if you think about it. I mean, especially the ending. Oh, I'm not going to reveal it, but let's just say this ending is certainly going to make you, not feel good about yourself. Or not about yourself, but just in general. I mean, the best way I can describe Lights Out is an extended short film. I mean, I feel like they took a short film and then they just tacked on some, dialogue and, some development scenes. They didn't want to add too much, but I feel like they added in just so the audience wouldn't be too confused. So Lights Out I would give a 7 out of 10 to. So, till again, this is White Rice sign off. Bye.